Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where it is time to change the world, but based on one fan's report, Vince isn't ready for the change. It's Lost in the Midcard. Welcome. We are here, episode 195. We are slowly approaching episode 200, which I guess I would say sometime right after the Royal Rumble, we'll hit the big 200 number. Lots to talk about today. Of course, today was Tuesday, January 8th, as we record, was the day of the big pep rally, the big rally for Double or Nothing, and we'll talk about that as well as being the Elite and everything we know so far with All Elite Wrestling. A big day for All Elite Wrestling today, so we'll talk about that and much more. But first, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. What you got to do, search for Lost in the Midcard, hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way every Wednesday, and also be on the lookout for special episodes here and there. In order to know when a new one comes up, you got to make sure to subscribe. You can also subscribe to us here on the YouTube, and the links to all that are on our social media. You can go to Facebook, facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard. You could go to Twitter at LITMC Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JBHuskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
All elite, all elite, all elite, all elite.
I think the Bucks were like digging that new chant when they were doing that at the rally. They were like, "Oh, that's cool." I was
feeling it. Yeah. I was feeling it.
And also, our other co-host, he is on the Twitter at no one like D. Darryl Bullock. Darryl, what's up, man?
AE-dub, 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 AE-dub.
It is All Elite Mania running wild, brother. And I would say, gentlemen, the excitement level is quite off the charts after today, correct?
Absolutely. They're going to change the world.
Look, I feel like the only thing they could have done today that would have been bigger than what they did is had CM Punk come out.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, their talent announcements and everything was perfect. Honestly, my only two complaints about the entire rally was one. I thought there was way too much Jacksonville Jaguar stuff there. I think they need to cut back on that.
That's where all the money is.
Yeah. Yes, but you're going to alienate some diehard NFL fans who don't like the Jaguars. You don't want to do that. You don't want to mix football fandom in with your professional wrestling. It's a bad idea. And the other thing is, I felt their audio needed some work.
Yeah,
it's like sometimes the music was way too loud or it was way too low, and sometimes you could hear the crowd, and sometimes you couldn't hear the crowd at all. Other than that, I loved everything that happened on the stage itself. I thought it was great. And like I said, short of CM Punk coming out onto that stage today, I don't think there's anything else they could have done today to do better than what they did. I really don't. And if you guys have an idea, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
But I feel today just went about, as perfectly as they could have hoped for.
I saw a lot of hate on Twitter, like this is all you got in the beginning. And it's like, well, wait a minute, this ain't a 15-minute rally, guys. Well,
a lot of people were upset, like right when they had a little pre-show at like 4:50, and right when they were about to go live at like 4:59 or 5 o'clock, the feed crashed, and it took me like 2 or 3 minutes to get to find, like they had to start up a new stream, and it took me like 2 or 3 minutes to get back on there and start watching again. I was a little annoyed. And I would believe that that's where a lot of the annoyance from the online people were from at the beginning, because, we want to watch and your shit crashed and nobody could see it. So that's kind of troublesome.
Yeah, I think the first 15 minutes with SU, I mean, like you guys are really leading with that. Well, yeah, they're fucking popular. So
They are.
Why the fuck wouldn't you lead with SCU? I thought that was a great way to start the show.
You just gotta wait, man. You gotta wait. They're not gonna unveil the company's secrets in 15 minutes. You gotta hold on a little bit.
Patience, young Padawan.
Yeah. We'll get into what happened at the rally today, but first let's talk about Being the Elite episode 133. After Wrestle Kingdom, this is all basically what will lead up to what happens today. We kick things off with TJ Fridays. It's the unconventional New Year's Day party hosted by Marty Scurll, and from the looks of it, Marty's got about 128 ounces of mojitos in front of him. But it's a party of one right now, isn't it? It's pretty sad, isn't it?
Marty makes an amazing sympathetic figure.
Oh, there were so many sad Marty moments in this week's episode, wasn't there? There were so many sad Marty moments. But look who shows up to the New Year's Day party. Kenny Omega made it, and Marty offered him a mojito, but Kenny doesn't drink alcohol, so he'll stick with the Diet Pepsi there. And then Marty talking shit about the rest of the Elite members. That was kind of funny. Drunk Marty's pretty funny, isn't it?
A drunk Marty's a great Marty.
But
it's the return of Party Marty.
It's New Year's Day, so maybe it'll be a New Year's Day tradition going forward with Marty and the guys. After the credits rolled for Being the Elite, Nick and Matt walking down the Tokyo Dome Hotel, kind of just reminiscing about what happened on New Year's Eve, being excited at all the things that were trending on Twitter, including Hard Cock Cafe, I guess.
He said he was kidding about that.
Oh,
That wasn't really trending.
Damn it. And Nick was all excited, but his wife wasn't so excited. He's like, I've been working all my life for this, but she doesn't care. Just bring the paycheck home, honey. So they're reminiscent about all the buzz that of course surrounded the big New Year's Day event, and then later on we get to see something cool, guys. We get to see Nick and Matt, Brandy and Cody, and Hangman all sign their AEW contracts. That's pretty cool to watch there, huh?
Yes.
I want an AEW pen.
Yeah.
I want an AEW contract.
Yeah.
that too. I'd settle to start with the pen. Give me the pen, then give me the contract. I will be more than happy to help with the creative.
I got my own damn pens. I just need the contract.
I'm guessing.
I want it all. I guess I'm greedy. I want the pen and I want the contract.
I'm guessing those are probably 4 to 5 figure Mont Blanc pens that they're signing with. They're considering who's backing AEW. I'm assuming those pens were not cheap.
That's why do you think I want it?
So
JB doesn't even know what to say.
No,
he's like, this motherfucker over here obsessed with getting the fucking pen.
I fast forwarded Being the Elite to Kenny Omega doing the airplane with a chicken strip into Marty's mouth.
Was that a chicken strip? I thought it was a jalapeno popper.
Oh, it looked like a chicken strip. Let's rewind the tape, kids. I got it right here.
Maybe it was a mozzarella stick. I didn't think it was a chicken strip.
Let's rewind. They're doing the little wave dance. Here we go. Oh, it looks like a chicken strip to me.
I'm gonna say that was either a mozzarella stick or a jalapeno popper. I do not think that was.
Is that really a subject of jalapeno popper or chicken strip?
I got a video right in front of me. I just reviewed the tape.
Dude, it didn't look like a chicken strip.
Damn it, kids, calm down.
Kenny acting drunk.
I know my chicken, damn it.
Kenny acting drunk, but we know he's not drunk. I loved it when Marty broke the fingers of the stuffed tiger. Marty doing his gimmick breaking of the fingers. That poor tiger. Then they threw their hats in slow motion. I kind of dug that. That was pretty cool.
Ha!
Whoa.
I'm sending you a picture of TJ Friday's fucking jalapeno poppers, bitch.
God damn it. We're still talking about the damn
I'm about to, not for long. I'm about to win this shit. Darryl, take a look at the picture. I just sent it to you both in the freaking DMs.
Well, let's just
click
watch
the freaking link.
Watch the
click
video.
The freaking link.
Watch the
click
video
the
and
freaking
think
link,
yourself.
Jobber.
Jesus Christ.
Click the link.
Oh, by the way, Hangman Page just tweeted out 14 minutes ago with a photo of him and Pac standing face to face, and all Hangman had to say was "anytime, prick."
Hangman ain't fucking around.
What the? I don't know what Walmart.com. What the hell?
He's sending you a picture of the popper.
Yeah, I still think it was a chicken strip. Go back.
You're
and
full of shit.
look
Look at
at-
that fucking. You're so full of shit.
look at Kenny's.
Darryl, look at the freaking link and settle it and be on my side so we can move on.
No,
God damn it!
Darryl-
It's a chicken popper. There it
it's
is.
a chicken pump. Now Daryl's got to watch Being the Elite in that moment and then figure it out. So
I've watched that episode of Being the Elite 3 times already this week. I know it wasn't a chicken strip.
So Marty was talking shit to.
I win, you lose.
No, you don't. It's a chicken strip. Marty talking shit to the Elite, and well, they all showed up to the party. Oops. Oh, drunk Marty. Everybody showed up. You know, Marty didn't think nobody would show up, but everybody showed up.
I'm settling up bed right now.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm tweeting Kenny Omega and Marty.
Are you really about to tweet them?
I'm done about to do it.
I'm gonna laugh if they respond to us.
If they respond, that'll be the greatest moment in LITMC podcast.
But the guys they forgave Marty and they all did a little toast at TGI Fridays, and then on Being the Elite they remind you all the different ways that you could go watch the pay-per-view or the rally, all the different ways you can watch the rally on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, and all that fun stuff. Then we fast forward to January 4th. Darryl, what happens on January 4th usually?
The Kingdom of Wrestle.
We
13.
We get to see the kids of Bucks run around an empty Tokyo Dome. God, looking at the Tokyo Dome empty just is a crazy sight, isn't it?
I'll tell you, the place is huge.
Yeah, about 40,000 people, I think they say.
Yeah.
So we got to see the kids running around. Okada chasing the kids around. I thought that was fucking funny. And then the men, Cody, Hangman, and Skrull come back after losing the pre-show match. And they said, well, the Elite can get it back, later on. They can get it back. Well, the Bucks came back, and Kenny Omega's welcomed them the new tag champions, but nope, they didn't win. So it was all on Kenny now. And, we cut to Nick and Matt carrying Kenny back as Kenny lost his IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and the Elite went over at Wrestle Kingdom. Did either one of you guys get a chance to watch any of the Wrestling Kingdom?
Yeah, actually sat down and watched the whole damn thing. It's pretty good.
I wasn't able to get it in there, but what did you like? What was the best match for Wrestle Kingdom?
For me specifically, I actually enjoyed Coda and Ospreay.
I'm not with you, brother.
I know.
That was okay. Then what was my favorite match? If you know,
Jay White.
Please don't get him
shut
started.
the fuck up.
Please don't get him started.
By the way, Darryl was right on that. He beat Okada.
I knew that. Well, technically, I knew most of the matches that were. I knew most of the outcome of most of the matches, but I picked that match simply because I couldn't tell who. I didn't know who was going to win that match. Period. But needless to say, if I had to pick one, just overall, I enjoyed Jericho and Naito.
Yeah, that was my favorite match of the show. I thought Jericho and Naito blew me away.
Yeah, that was a good match.
It might have been one of Jericho's best matches ever.
I've heard some people say that.
Yeah.
I've heard some people say that.
And I know that's really crazy to even say, but it was that to me. It was that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It really was. Like I said, barring that I knew what the outcome was going to probably be, it was probably the best match on the card. But my favorite match personally was Ospreay and Coda.
Yeah, I mean, Darryl basically called it. I mean, he said LIJ was going to come out all victorious, and the Elite was going to get shut out, and Jay White was going to beat Okada. You know, Darryl basically batted 1,000 on that night.
Do I win anything, JB?
Free trip to your house.
That'll work. I'm with that.
So the Elite standing
in your house.
In your house, Volume 1.
I see what you did there.
The Elite standing around after Wrestle Kingdom's over with, and Marty's like, "Oh, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks." Oh, I guess Marty wasn't watching Being the Elite on New Year's Eve, was he? He was busy getting ready for his New Year's Day, unconventional New Year's Day party. So they broke the news to him that they're starting their own wrestling promotion, and Marty's like, "Oh." And so they give a goodbye hug to Marty, and poor Marty. Poor Marty.
I feel so bad for him.
He just looks so lonely. I was just waiting for his phone to start ticking. I was like, damn it. Come on. 4 months. Tick, 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 tick.
He has 4 months to deal with PC Jobber and Brody King.
PC Jobber.
Dude, I was so unimpressed by his work at the ECW arena. I was like, really? They signed this guy? You know, I know you have a bunch of free money lying around after you lost all the Elite, but that's the best you could do?
That's one way.
Come on, man.
That's one way to put it. A bunch of free money laying around.
Yeah, give it to a 50-year-old guy that does moonsaults.
And doesn't sell. Like, he can't sell for shit. I was not impressed by him at all. Like, I don't understand all the hype that surrounded him this year.
Yeah. They probably paid him way too much, too.
Or last year, I guess.
He's old.
So is Jericho, but look what he did.
Jericho's
dude, age is just a number. I'm not bashing the dude because he's old. I'm just bashing him because I was not impressed with his in-ring work at all.
Yeah. So we come back to the New Year's Day party, and everybody says their goodbyes, and once again, Marty's all alone. And I don't know how many people caught this, but they did Marty did a nice little parody of the series finale of Cheers with Ted Danson closing up the bar for the very last time. So I thought that was well done. And
sorry, we're closed.
We're closed. And so we thought that was the end, but no, we're getting a good tour of the concourse of the Tokyo Dome, and by a good tour, I mean we walked around for a good 2 minutes, I think. So we got a nice little tour of the concourse, and lo and behold, there's a sound. Tick, 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 tick. Who has a red iPhone, Matt?
Kenny Omega.
Oh. We all know it's a formality, but of course he's, as Darryl reminded me, he's still contracted with them, eh?
See.
All Elite Wrestling is what the talk was today, and Conrad Thompson and the other guy, I don't know who is. What's he from? Even this other guy that was.
I don't know
who he was.
You do know who he was?
No, I said I didn't know who.
Oh, I thought you said I know who he was, and I'm like, you tell me because I don't. No, I don't know who he was. He was okay. I didn't have any issue with him. I'm not familiar with him.
So SCU starts out the bash with some pyro and some Jacksonville Jaguars themed "This is the worst town" shirts.
That's actually not bad. Like, I didn't mind that. I don't mind the Jacksonville Jaguar colors on the merch, but I minded the mascot and the cheerleaders and all that stuff. I thought that was overkill. But the colors, I don't mind. I don't mind the Jacksonville Jaguar colors. You know, they don't have to be, necessarily NFL. It's just a nice color scheme. Conrad
and the other dude introduce your executive vice president of AEW, Cody Rhodes, and the crowd in Jacksonville giving him a very warm welcome because, he's the catalyst. He's one of the catalysts in what is hopefully going to be a revolution. So he thanked everybody for coming out and talks about how the company's going to, what they're going to do. One of the big things he talked about, I don't know if he talked about it here right away, or if it was when he came back, but he mentioned men and women are going to be on an equal pay scale. I mean, that doesn't mean everybody's going to be paid the same dollar amounts. They're still, based on your draw, basically, but at the same time, the men and the women are going to be on that same scale, not going to have it two separate scales. So I thought that was pretty cool, right, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think that's going to be very enticing for the women at Impact and WWE right now that don't feel like they're getting paid their worth. If you're going to be making, equal money to the men in All Elite and your deal's up, ooh, Impact better watch out, dude.
And I guess
Tessa and Kira Hogan and
yes, Lord,
and and Taya Valkyrie and they've got Impact has a really good women's roster right now. Like it's probably the best it's been in about 10 years.
Well, yeah, it took them a long time.
I think they could be rated hardcore this year and lose them all of the good ones to AEW throughout the course of this year.
So Cody says wins and losses will matter will matter way more than they ever have before. You don't have to cheer or boo a specific person, and we will not coach you on how to be a fan.
I appreciate that.
I love that.
But if you're wearing an AEW shirt at SmackDown, like I said in the open, like I hinted at the open, I did not see too many. I did not see too many Pancake Power shirts facing the camera, though. I saw one kind of way off in the distance, but the crowd was kind of sunken in too, so it was kind of tough to tell. So I didn't know how many.
The only Elite shirt I saw that snuck onto the camera was in the beginning when Brian was walking into the ring through the crowd. I did see a fan in the Matt and Nick Jacksonville shirt. But that's the only shirt I saw that somehow made it past security. All the other Elite stuff was covered up.
Cody says, Cody brings out Matt and Nick Jackson. They mentioned how this is truly unreal. The goal was to put 10,000 butts in the seats, and they did it. And from there on out, it just changed. And he said they were approached by the Khan family, asked if they really wanted to change the world, and Matt said, yep. And so here we are. They mentioned of a wrestling promotion in China, some talent there. They're going to bring some guys that you may know, or the average fan may not even know, and they're going to bring some new guys over here for AEW and showcase them to show to the world just exactly some of the talent that is out there. And have you heard of the guys like the Good Hearts, Matt or Darryl?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
Yeah, they're coming from Chima, I think, or I can't remember I think it's Chima or Sima. I can't remember how you pronounce it, but that's the wrestling promotion in China, and so they're going to bring talent over to AEW. And they make the next big announcement that Double or Nothing is May 25th at the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. So there it is, boys. May 25th, Las Vegas, MGM Grand. Guess it kind of makes sense for Double or Nothing, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So
I wish it was closer.
Yeah, me too. Brandy Rhodes comes out now, the chief brand officer of AEW, and she had a lot of things to say in regards to. She was the one I think that might have brought up the paid equally. I think she was the one that brought that up when she came out. She said there's women that she's wrestled with all over the world, is excited to bring to AEW, as she basically confirmed. I mean, it wasn't really a big secret, but she confirmed that there will be a women's division in AEW. She mentioned the All-In Fatal 4-Way, and one of the women that helped tear the house down during that match was Britt Baker, and Britt came out to the crowd, thanked the Khan family, Matt and Nick Jackson, Cody and Brandy. She wanted to point out that she's not only the first female signee, she's one of the first signees in the company, period. Shows that they're prioritizing women's wrestling, and Very cool stuff there. And then also we got Conrad interrupted by a familiar face to us that have watched a little MLW. Maxwell J. Friedman. How about that? How about MJF joining the old AEW guys?
He was also at All In, so it makes sense.
Yep. He told Conrad to hold his gum for him. Turkey tits.
Look, anytime somebody piles on, Conrad, I don't have a problem with it.
Yep. So he brags about himself and trashes Jacksonville as best as he could, and the scout, the mascot, for Jacksonville came out to confront Maxwell. I figured somebody was in the mascot suit to.
I actually did too. I'm like, if somebody's in this suit, it'll be a payoff. And it turned out there wasn't anybody in the suit.
But there was still a good payoff, Matt, as getting hit with a crutch from behind. Maxwell got hit by Joey Janela, and he's there with Penelope Ford. Joey introduces himself and says that they are all elite. So big news. Joey, we were, not quite sure where he was going to land, but happy to see Joey Janela in AEW, aren't we?
Yes.
I think it's not only is it a huge pickup for them, the fact that Penelope Ford was just at the WWE Performance Center no more than a week or two ago in a tryout. This is a big get for AEW.
Yep.
They literally signed someone out from right under WWE's noses.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
And they got Adam Cole's girlfriend too.
Baby.
They stealing all the women.
Yeah, they better start locking down their women. All wrestling companies right now better start locking down their women. So everybody is at risk.
How close is Janela from being able to compete again?
I heard when he had surgery, he was going to be out for a year.
Yeah.
And I can't remember when that surgery took place, but I would not be surprised.
I want to say it took place maybe like a month and a half after All In, if my memory serves me correctly. But I'm getting old.
Maybe like October or something.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised to see him in the ring at Double or Nothing. But that's just,
he'll be there in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Make an appearance.
I'm just saying, like a lot of times people do worked injury length.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cena's going to be out for 9 months and comes back in 5. So I would not be surprised if he said he was going to be out for a year, but he's really going to be out for like 6 months or something like that. I would not be surprised to see him ready to go to work a match at Double or Nothing at the end of May. Which I really like the fact that they scheduled that like they did, because that means AEW is going to be able to have Marty on their show as well.
Facts.
He will be free and clear of ROH by that time. And look, let's not even question it. WWE is going to come knocking, and they're going to come knocking loud on Marty's door,
especially now that we know how butthurt,
especially through his girlfriend, who he lives with in Orlando.
Yeah.
They're going to come at Marty hard. It's going to be really interesting to see what they attempt to do to get Skrull away from these guys when his ROH deal is up in April.
Yeah,
but I still think he remains loyal to everybody and comes to AEW.
Yeah,
if Jericho can do it, anybody can do it. Damn it.
Yeah. And I feel that they're going to try everything, because Vince he's already got them in the back of their mind. He's already got AEW in the back of his mind, and they've just gotten started. They're a week old. The company's a week old, and it's already in Vince's mind. You can't have that shirt here, pal, on camera. Yeah, turn it inside out. The company's a week old, guys. Vince is already scared. Next up on the stage is one of the brightest.
Depends.
What's that?
Said he probably pissed his Depends.
He might have, or crapped him, or both. One of the two. Next up onto the stage is one of the great young talents today in pro wrestling. It is the Hangman Adam Page. He realized, today's my first day on the job. And he knew that this was going to be the best first day he's ever had. He doesn't have to have a corporate overlord to answer to, and doesn't have any faceless minions telling him what to say or how to play his music. He says that his boss is all of you, and he'll work harder. He'll work harder than ever he has before, because you, the fans, deserve it. He goes, I'm going to be selfish for a moment. The past few years working with Matt, Nick, Cody have been the best of my life, but in 2019, I plan on being the first All Elite Wrestling champion. So shots fired at for the first champion already. How about that, huh?
I'm with it.
That's the way you should do it. You got to establish that the championships are important.
Yep.
I dig it. I can't wait to see what the titles look like.
And
because with the money that they have back in this company, these belts better look fucking awesome.
And we knew, we had an idea, and I actually said it on this podcast. I want this match to happen, and apparently someone at AEW listened, because a certain familiar face stood face to face with Hangman Page on the stage, none other than fucking Pac, holding a championship belt. He goes, you want to be a champion in 2019? Well, I got some bad news for you. I'm in AEW, and I'm already a champion, and you can't even lace my boots. Oh, I'm ready. Pocket Hangman, baby. Come on. How great was that? I mean, we figured Pac was coming, but just to actually see him there and say he is here in AEW.
And he's the only guy that showed up in his wrestling gear.
He was ready to go.
Yeah,
man.
that was odd, dude.
He was ready to go. Fuck.
He didn't get the memo that everybody. It's like that guy that shows up to a party and he thinks it's a costume party and he didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
They're all just sitting there. They're standing there in their suits and they're ready to do this thing. And Pac shows up. He's like, "Hey, let's do it!" And like, what, dude? Why are you in your gear?
Like,
Why
you could have put on a shirt and some pants.
Why are you so oily, man?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to see him. It's been a long time, because I've seen clips of his Dragon Gate stuff, but I haven't seen any of it in its entirety, and it was just really good to see him again.
Yeah, and just a couple weeks ago, or a couple days ago, he returned home to Newcastle and wrestled there. So that was he's on his way back finally. Back in the States with AEW, it's going to be great. Page took off his jacket, but even though Neville's in his wrestling gear, he didn't want to fight right there, so he walks off. Page grabs the mic and goes, "If that's some kind of challenge, I accept." And he throws the mic down. Cody, Nick, and Matt come out one more time, and they had one more announcement for him. There's another show going to happen after Double or Nothing. It's going to be in Jacksonville. A percentage of the gate will go to the victims of gun violence. Cody said, "Yep, that's it. That was my last announcement. Good night, everybody." Out comes Conrad, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. I hear some Judas by Fozzy. I do. It is. The Ayatollah of Rock and Roll shows up. Chris Jericho. He says he is
I'm sure Vince thought Jericho was Judas today.
Good play there. Good play.
Nice.
Chris Jericho. Oh, and by the way, Ryan Satin at Pro Wrestling Sheet noticed he wasn't in the alumni section until today.
Oh, yeah. Like, literally, maybe 30 minutes after this show ended, if not quicker, he went from the main roster on WWE.com to the alumni section. It was quick.
Chris Jericho introduces himself saying he is all in with All Elite Wrestling. He says that they took things to a different level. He is here with AEW. He's not here for the money. I've already got that. He's here because he believes in doing something different and something new. He's an outlaw. He's a pariah. And he's Chris Jericho, baby. He says this is the day that AEW starts. And on May 25th at Las Vegas, he will be at Double or Nothing. He says it starts now and it starts forever. He is not here to change the world. AEW is not here to change the world. They're going to change the whole universe. Who used these? Who uses?
I was gonna say, do you think that was a shot at Vince in the WWE universe?
You think?
That was possible.
I'm just throwing it out there that might have been a distinct possibility.
I think. Were we expecting Jericho to show up here?
I wasn't.
I wasn't.
So that was a hell of a get then too. I mean, you got yourself the future with MJF. You got yourself the present with Pac, and then you got yourself an all-time great Chris Jericho. That's how you build a roster, kids, right? Right.
Look, I think their starting roster on day one, which is about 15 or 16 deep right now, is incredible. And you can pretty much pencil in Omega and Skrull on top of that, and the roster nears close to 20 already. And you got the rumblings of Goldberg, and the CM Punk rumors are not going to die down until CM Punk actually opens his mouth and says, "I'm not coming." Until he comes out and says that, nobody's going to stop believing that something's not being talked about between him and the Khans right now. So just think, dude, like their starting 20 person roster is fucking ridiculous. Yeah. It's like it's a Booker's paradise of what you have to work with starting right off the bat.
I say they get Kota Ibushi too.
Dude, I have heard he does not like the new management over in New Japan.
Ooh.
The great part about Kota Ibushi's situation is he's not on a contract with New Japan. He's a freelancer.
And I'll take you one step further. He's not the only guy who doesn't like the new management in New Japan.
Why don't you think? Why do you think that a certain young man that was called the ace of the light heavyweight division is leaving?
Yeah, I don't mean Kushida.
Oh yeah, he's as good as gone too.
Oh no, he's gone. He's NXT bound as far as what I'm hearing.
Kushida's going to NXT. It sounds like, yeah.
But there's another guy.
There's a guy.
Who's that?
Rainmaker.
Oh.
Whoa.
He does not
like the new
management in New Japan.
He probably listened to the Lost in the Midcard podcast and realized that Jay White is dog shit.
Yeah. and he had to put over the dog shit at the biggest wrestling
there
event.
It is.
On the 4th of July, January there.
I'm telling you, I would not be surprised to see AEW land Okada.
You've seen Okada on Being the Elite. You know those guys are pretty tight. So I would.
He was playing with the Bucks kids on Being the Elite this week.
I know he was hanging out with the kids. So.
And he also worked All In, and he didn't have to do that.
Nope.
I think there's something there, dude.
I think so too.
I would not be the slightest bit surprised to see AEW land Okada.
I'll say this: with
how soon does he get out?
With the beef that I have with New Japan right now, I hope AEW gets Okada.
Yeah, tell us about the USA little gimmick there. What we were talking about earlier today.
So, as wrestling fans all know, New Japan is coming with their New Beginnings tour to Charlotte, North Carolina, and Los Angeles, California, February 1st and January 30th. I bought my ticket for the Charlotte show, with expectations that it'll be similar to the G1 that they had in Long Beach. And what I found out today was that New Japan also has a Japanese New Beginning tour in Sapporo and Osaka around the same dates. But if you look at the cards which were announced, I think within the past couple of days, the card for Sapporo actually has majority of New Japan stars. Your Bullet Club, your LIJ, your Suzuki-Gun, Okada, etc. Now, from my understanding, they have not announced the card yet for Charlotte or Los Angeles, and not to mention they've added another show in Nashville, Tennessee, at the War Memorial Auditorium. From my understanding and from me doing a little bit of digging, apparently the United States tours are going to have some young lions, and those who aren't on the Japan tour. So if you announce the card already for the Japan tour, and it already has the main stars, you know, the Okadas, the Lijs, you know, Bullet Club, JY, etc., who the fuck is going to be in the United States?
This isn't good, man. This is not good. This is going to be a very bad look for New Japan because they're about to anger a lot of their United States fan base that is paid to go to these shows.
Right.
It's not good, man.
Sold out
I think they're making a big mistake.
It sold out the first day, and you had to add more seats. And then you had to add another show in Nashville. With that being said, you have to bring the Tanahashis. You have to bring the Naitos. You have to bring the Bullet Club. Because that's what we wanted to see. That's what we paid to see.
Well, that's exactly what people paid to see. Nobody paid to see the Young Lions in the opening act talent. Nobody did.
This isn't the WrestleMania. This isn't the Wrestle Kingdom pre-show.
Well,
yeah, this is bad. Honestly, this is really bad, and this could end up being a really bad look on New Japan in the States. And this is the last time. This is the last thing you want to do right now when there's a brand new company on the United States making headway.
Yeah.
This is borderline insanity. For them to think this is okay and to treat their fan base in the United States like this.
If you are that blind, deaf, or stupid to think that we paid to see Young Lions, and no disrespect to the Young Lions at all, I'm pretty sure they're working their ass off, but that's not what we paid to see.
Mm-mm.
Something tells me your show's going to be headlined by Juice Robinson.
You know what? And what's funny as hell, when I came home, sitting there just thinking, racking my brain, because it's been bothering me the whole time. And yeah, I'm like, Juice Robinson.
Because the United States champion has to be on the United States show.
You're absolutely correct. And I don't mind seeing my twin.
But
no, Juice is awesome, but I don't want to see him headlining a New Japan show that I paid to go see.
And for the exact reason of, we can always pay to go see a WWE show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We could always pay to see a Ring of Honor show. You know, all the domestic, you know, companies, we could always pay to see them. But for the folks who can't get to Japan or, you know, get to LA when the G1 comes along, whatever the case may be, this is a big fuck you in the face.
Yeah, this is the worst time to do it too.
I'm hoping that I'm wrong, and you know, I'll be first to say if I'm wrong. I'll be happy to be wrong, but it's not looking good.
I mean,
when are the dates for the Japan side of this tour?
Okay, so the 30th is Los Angeles. The 1st is Charlotte, and I think the 2nd or the 3rd, I want to say the 2nd is Nashville. The Sapporo tour is February 2nd and February 3rd. And I doubt you're going to, with the time zones, you're not going to fly Okada or Tama Tonga or Tonga Loa or Jay White straight from Charlotte to try to get to Sapporo.
No. I mean, if you're on the West Coast, it might be a little more doable, but...
Right.
Yeah,
and
this
so
this sounds really fucked up.
I'm scared.
They could have a riot on their hands.
People are going to be pissed.
Yeah. No, because for real.
If you think you're that smart, where you think, oh, okay, well, we're just going to bullshit the fans this way, and then with icing on the cake and a nice little kick in the dick, let's have Jay White be the headliner of the company. Just like Matt and just like JB canceled their Ring of Honor Honor Club, I will cancel my New Japan.
I don't blame you a bit.
I will just watch AEW and watch WWE because it comes on TV every day.
And you know what? Look, we can say whatever we want about WWE, and trust me, we do.
They're consistent.
But if WWE's running Al's show for Raw or SmackDown, and you go there, you're going to see the stars of Raw or SmackDown.
Absolutely.
You know, you're not going to go there, and you're not going to see the Job Squad. You know, all throughout the entire show. You're gonna get your stars, especially on the SmackDown side.
Mm-hmm.
Raw. Even Raw. Sometimes you get Brock at a house show.
Mm-hmm.
Brock's wrestled more house shows than he's done
Raws.
Actually, live television.
Yeah.
Dude, WWE was here the Friday before New Year's, and they had Cena at the house show.
Yeah,
it was Cena and Bryan in the cage, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You get.
So think about that. You're gonna get their top stars.
You get AJ Styles, you get Dean Ambrose, you get Seth Rollins, you get Ronda Rousey, you get Charlotte Flair, you get Becky Lynch. You get everybody on those shows for the most part. They might not be at every show, but they're at almost all the shows.
To go to Charlotte. I'm not paying to go to Charlotte to see the dude that gets beat up by Bad Luck Fale at regular shows.
Yeah.
Look, and let me just say, no offense to these guys, and please don't take this the wrong way, but this would be like paying for tickets to go to a Raw house show, and the entire house show is a Cardiff from 205 Live.
Or main event.
Yep.
It's a main event taping, basically.
That's just ridiculous, man.
So stay tuned, folks.
Oof. Yeah.
I will be, as soon as I see the card, I will let folks know.
Also, one of the first producers hired to All Elite Wrestling announced today by Cody Rhodes, none other than the badass Billy Gunn. He'll be one of the first producers. StarCast will be involved for Vegas May 23rd to the 26th. Conrad Thompson said today, follow StarCast events and StarCast travel. If you haven't already, we'll have discounts on airfare to Vegas and affordable hotels thanks to the group rate discount. And they also did a announcement that the discounts and details will be available on StarCast. Keep an eye on your emails as well. A little video there that Cody did with the Bucks and Conrad today from Jacksonville.
I've also heard that BJ Whitmer will be a producer for the company as well.
Yes, he will.
So, as much as I don't like him on camera,
yeah,
clearly the guy's got a mind for the business, and he's done some good stuff behind the scenes with Ring of Honor.
Yes, he has.
In 2018, and him and Billy Gunn, and potentially now that he's free and clear of all those bullshit charges that were brought against him, I would imagine Joey Mercury might be on the list as a producer as well.
I bet so too. Yeah.
They are not fucking around when it's coming to making sure that they've got the right people in the right places.
I heard recently that Jimmy Jacobs might be on board as well.
Oh, cool.
I've heard rumors of that too, but that would mean he's leaving Impact behind.
Shit.
I think, dude, look, I'm just saying, I think a lot of people will be leaving Impact behind in 2019.
I mean, I think
they are seriously in a lot of trouble.
I have a lot of.
They're going to actually get paid on time.
I have a lot of TV channels. I have a lot of cable channels. I get BN Sports actually. Not many people get that to watch MLW. I have no idea if I have Pursuit or not. To be honest,
I have it, but at the same token, now it no longer matters. They're going to be on Twitch.
Yeah, true.
Who's going to be on Twitch?
Impact.
Impact announced on their pay-per-view on Homecoming that not only will they be on the Pursuit channel, but they will be live on Twitch on a simulcast every Friday night at 10 o'clock. Basically saying there's no excuse not to watch their product anymore because it's accessible to everybody.
The cons before the rally.
Darryl is speechless.
Yeah, he is speechless.
I don't have anything to say.
The cons released a statement this morning before the All Elite rally today. Shad Khan, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, he said, "I am the lead investor and supporter and backer of All Elite Wrestling, and I anticipate great things today and into the future for AEW and everyone who has worked passionately on this week's launch. I know AEW will be welcomed by wrestling fans here in the U.S. and throughout the world who are ready for something new and authentic. AEW will work hard to deliver on that promise. As important, I am the proud father of Tony Khan, who will serve in a leadership role at AEW during the 2019 launch and the years ahead. Tony will assemble a great team to take over AEW over the top for the benefit of anyone who loves the wrestling industry while continuing to serve in his current capacities with the Jaguars and Fulham. AEW will operate as an organization completely independently from my other interests, and it will not deter attention or divert resources from any of my business teams, projects, or investments at the same time. AEW will enjoy the same full commitment I have given to everything and everyone in my life, my family, my friends, my business, and in recent years to sports, hospitality, and now entertainment." Tony Khan said this morning, wrestling fans are a community unlike most others. I've been a part of this community since I was 7 years old. I can tell you that wrestling fans see the world every day through a special lens. We will see wrestling in Hollywood films and TV shows. We will see elements of wrestling in presentations of sports and in marketing and in grandiose star athletes. And we will certainly see wrestling in politics. The wrestling community is a constant. Its members are diverse. We are physically located on all corners of the planet. Yet we are constantly connected. Recently, a new family has formed, bonded by love and respect for wrestling, but armed with a vision and resources that have never been available before to the wrestling community. Our objective is to connect our community closer than ever before through All Elite Wrestling. AEW does not mean any less of a continued excitement to existing obligations or duties that I love or my family has to our business and other sports interests. That'll never be the case. What's important is that every individual decision we make as a family, whether it's ownership or investment in a team or property, is 100% beneficial to those specific interests. I'll always welcome that accountability and responsibility, as nothing is more important than serving our supporters and friends. AEW will launch with a roster of the top wrestlers in the world. While they'll clash in what will some of the most intense and fast-paced contests ever sanctioned in a square circle, they'll also share a common goal to make this the true golden age, to make this the greatest time ever to be a wrestling fan. Likewise, as a business, by treating our wrestlers with respect and warmth, we will also seek to make this a golden age for the performers themselves. I urge everyone who believes in what we're doing and wants to believe in dreams coming true to support AEW by spreading the word, passing the wrestling bug on to someone else. My message: get in on the ground floor with AEW today and help lead our movement to grow the wrestling community and ensure the voices of the wrestling fans and their creative minds and remarkable ideas will always be heard. Great words from the Khans there, and yeah, we're on that ground floor, aren't we, boys?
Yes, indeed.
Damn straight.
We are preaching the gospel. In some news you may already know, interview with Tokyo Sports, Kenny Omega has confirmed he is leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling and is expected to go to the WWE or All Elite Wrestling. We probably pretty much could tell you where he's going. So there was quite
WWE.
There was quite the panic though this week, wasn't there?
Yeah, thanks, Meltzer.
Yeah, a lot of panic induced by Meltzer regarding the W
quote unquote fantastic offer.
Yeah. Well, they all got fantastic offers. Let's not bullshit here.
Yeah.
They all got fantastic offers.
Oh boy.
Yeah. An update on Kota Ibushi. He suffered a concussion during his match with Will Ospreay at Wrestle Kingdom 13. And as of now, we haven't heard of any other updates. He did get stretchered out, though, but it does sound like he's okay. He'll probably just have to take a little time to recover on that. Do you think The Rock generates money? Answer's yes. Titan Games brought in over 6 million overnight viewers for their debut episode last week.
It's a fun show.
And Robbie E from Impact Wrestling confirmed is going to be on competing this season. So I have yet to see it yet, but it looks phenomenal. It just looks amazing. Some of the stuff they've come up with. So what are your thoughts so far, like with competitions and everything that you've seen so far, Matt?
I think it's very entertaining. The best that I could describe it is like American Gladiators without the gladiators. You know, it's just people going head to head and like a thing, and then they have the big eliminator type thing at the end. I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It's a very likable show, very inspirational, and I just think it's produced very well. And The Rock has another winner on his hands. What else is new?
Coming up here soon on the WWE Network, there will be a documentary on Nigel McGuinness, who is the voice of NXT and 205 Live as well. Of course, a storied history inside the Squared Circle with Ring of Honor. His battles with Daniel Bryan back in the day. There will be the Nigel McGuinness story. It'll be coming out actually right after I believe it's going to be airing on the network right after NXT UK Takeover. So it'll be an hour-long documentary on the story of Nigel. So for those that may not know who he was before he came to the WWE, here's a good chance to see his life told through the WWE network there. Did you guys catch the little New Year's Dash? Either one of you?
I read the results, but I didn't watch it.
I watched.
What were your thoughts on that one there? Of course,
Pretty much my thought process was the Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much setting up the next big card that they have. Set up a couple feuds.
Ooh.
Saying, okay, Jay White, oh, hey, we're going to put you in the title picture now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To me, it completely read like we know that the Bullet Club name means less than it ever has before, but we're going to shove them down your throats anyway. And that's what I took from reading the entire show. To me, like the Raw after Mania are normally exciting, and normally New Japan Dash is normally exciting, but this show did not read as an exciting show to me at all.
Pretty much they said Bullet Club is going to be fine.
So maybe they think so.
Sure. Do you think it's a short title run for Tanahashi?
No.
Don't think they're going to strap that rocket that far up his ass, huh?
Not yet.
Yeah, good point. Not yet, but
We know what's going to happen, but just not yet.
Another guy that can generate money is John Cena. His latest movie, Bumblebee, has already made back the $135 million budget, as they have now pulled in over $193 million worldwide. This is the third weekend of release for that movie, which I think Matt said last week on the show, one of the better Transformer movies in the latest round of movies from these guys.
Yeah, I haven't seen it personally, but it's it's easily the best reviewed Transformers movie ever. So they definitely have that going for them.
Lots of WWE superstars making their intentions known, officially making the announcements of entering the Royal Rumble, which is cool. I think it's cool that they're making these official announcements at house shows. A lot of people have been making those announcements here over the last couple of days, and guys including Baron Corbin and Finn Balor all announcing their intentions to enter the Royal Rumble. Matt Sydal from Impact Wrestling, he is going to be out of action for an undetermined amount of time with a knee injury. He was pulled out of the bookings for this weekend due to that knee injury. PW Insider has not been able to confirm the severity of the injury at this time, though. In Freehold, New Jersey, how far is that from you guys? Is that
probably about 3.5 hours.
The first ever 80s wrestling convention is set for April 27th in Freehold, New Jersey. Over 20 superstars from the 80s, including Jake the Snake Roberts, Bruce Brother Love Pritchard, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Wild Samoans, Cowboy Bob Orton, Nasty Boys, Rocky Johnson, Tony Atlas, Paul Roma, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Lanny Poffo, all going to come together for a convention on April 27th. Did you guys see the picture of all those guys together posing?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I saw it on Twitter somewhere that they were all posing.
Look, it's an 80s wrestling convention without Hulk Hogan, which right there in itself is fucking ridiculous. And on top of that, most of the 80s wrestlers that I would wish to meet are no longer with us.
True.
Yep.
So this is a big fat meh for me.
Meh.
Yeah, I'm all right.
As we mentioned last week, Braun Strowman jumped into a frozen lake for charity. He was looking for a goal of $2,000, and they exceeded by well over $1,000. So Strowman was able to raise over $3,000 for the Boys and Girls Club of Washington County by taking a dip into that lake. Oh boy, I bet that was cold. That was so cold. Potential spoiler was heading into Raw, but he did not appear on camera. But Ric Flair was backstage at Monday Night Raw this week. The continuing work with NXT and Evolve will further include yet another big talent, Adam Cole. Adam Cole and the Street Profits are going to head to Evolve's February 15th show in Atlanta, Georgia, as it was just announced by Evolve Wrestling on January 4th. And also, Gabe Sapolsky announced that current NXT coach and former ECW champion Steve Corino is going to be a special guest at a WWN seminar/tryout in New York. That'll come up on January 18th. Chris Jericho, during his match with Tetsuya Naito at Wrestle Kingdom 13, when he got hit with a pile driver, a patch of hair was ripped out of Jericho's head, right off the top of the head. Ow.
Sheesh.
Yeah, if you
He was insane to take that move.
if you have
I wouldn't even want to take a power drive in a ring, let alone on a freaking steel ramp.
Yeah. If you guys have not seen it, I'll DM you the photo. But it's quite the patch of hair.
Yeah, I've seen it. You ain't gotta make me see it again.
All right, well I'll just DM Darryl then, and he can take a look.
That'll work.
The first ever NXT UK takeover set for this Saturday. For those of you here in the States, that's going to be 2 Eastern, 1 Central, 11 a.m. on the Pacific Coast. Half-hour kickoff show will happen right before the event. Scheduled for the event, Eddie Davis takes on Dave Mastiff in a no DQ match. Mustache Mountain takes on the Grizzled Young Veterans to crown the first ever UK Tag Team Champions. Women's champion Rhea Ripley takes on Toni Storm, while UK champion Pete Dunne takes on Joe Coffey. Gentlemen, do you think this is finally the end of the very impressive run of Pete Dunne?
No.
Nope.
Who do you think's gonna who do you think is being the one groomed?
I don't know who's gonna take it from, but it sure as fuck shouldn't be Coffee.
Okay.
Not at all.
Oh, how about the women? Do you see a title change with the women?
I do.
Think Toni Storm's going to take that?
I can see that.
Is it too obvious that Mustache Mountain will beat the Grizzled Young Veterans, or are we going to have a little surprise?
Who are the Grizzled Young Veterans? I forget.
You would ask me that. I'm so.
Oh, you don't know either, huh, Jobber?
No, I have not watched much UK yet. I've watched some, but not much. James Drake and Zach Gibson.
That could go either way.
I see.
That UK crowd hates Zach Gibson.
Yeah,
hates him.
He's good at being a dick.
They could get an amazing heel reaction if those guys win the titles. Honestly, I could see that going either way.
Yeah, I think Mustache Mountain's already been established. They've won NXT tag titles.
Yeah, but the title on Gibson.
Yeah, I think they put them on put it on those guys and maybe make Mustache Mountain chase them, or make another upstart team kind of chase the heels. But yeah, I haven't gotten to watch much UK yet. But how about you guys?
I caught a couple episodes.
I'm gonna.
I try to watch it when I can. I
got to work this Saturday, so I'll either pull it up during work.
I will definitely be watching NXT UK Takeover.
Yeah,
that is my goal.
Yeah, I will work to get it in.
It's supposed to snow on this side, so I'll be in the house. I'll watch.
Oh, y'all, we're getting snow this weekend?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Darryl the weatherman here.
Hey man, I got kids.
I know, Heath. I know.
I got 8 mouths to feed. Former WWE Women's Champion, multi-time champion all around the world, Lisa Marie Varon, better known as Victoria in WWE, or Tara in Impact Wrestling. She's announced that 2019 will be her final year as an in-ring competitor. Definitely a worthy... I think she'll get in the Hall someday. She deserves it.
Yeah, I can see that.
She deserves it for damn sure. So this will be her last. Another superstar has announced that he is leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling, as we mentioned earlier. Former IWGP Junior Heavyweight and Ring of Honor Television Champion Kushida is leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling at the end of this month, and the word is that he's heading towards NXT. And Kushida is one of my favorites, one of my favorite characters in New Japan. Hopefully they keep the Marty McFly gimmick. I like that a lot. Kushida's a hell of a young talent. Even if they put them to 205 Live, if they decide to do a tag team division, because there's always been rumors that a tag championships may be happening there, and put him with Tozawa, that'd be a hell of a team too. So with 205 Live really making strides in 2018, I'm fine with him going either way. What about you guys?
I'm cool with this. Time for him to do something new.
Yeah. God, there's so much talent in NXT right now. It'd be hard. It seems like it'd be hard to kind of break through that right now. But
I mean, you have the thing about NXT is once you think they're grooming certain talent to take over for the next talent, you got a new class coming in.
Mm-hmm.
You got a senior class, you got a sophomore class, you got a junior class, and you got a freshman class.
That's right. That senior class is the undisputed era, and it's a matter of time before they get called up, unless they become that full-fledged third brand in FS1.
Yeah, think about it. You have undisputed era shoot, and even before that, you have Gargano and Ciampa.
You got Ricochet. You got Baszler. You got Kairi Sane. You got Io Shirai. It's so funny how sometimes we like, God, Vince is going to raid the closet, but look what it's been raided many times, but look what we still have.
It's been raided, but then they just take the fucking clothes and put them in a goddamn hamper.
They shit on them too before they do that.
Pretty much.
As Matt said earlier, this was announced at Impact's Homecoming pay-per-view. Impact will live stream on Twitch channel, and it starts at 10 p.m. Does that start is the debut this Friday the 10th? Or Friday the 11th, I mean? Is that their debut on Pursuit this
Friday, yes.
Okay.
Are you serious? They're really putting it on Twitch?
Yeah.
Dude, you're better off putting it on like cable access TV or some shit.
Well, I think that's what Pursuit is. So.
Jesus Christ.
Impact Wrestling will debut this Friday on Pursuit. Mike Johnson goes, if you don't get the network, we've heard from a lot of you that you don't. If you have a Fire Stick or a Roku box, just get that Twitch app, or just pull up your computer and move the recliner over to the computer. And
they just need to get rid of this company. Just sell it for a hot dog and some pound cake and just call it a fucking day.
The show's going to run 90 minutes too, by the way, guys. Pursuit's channel website lists at 10 to 11:30 Eastern.
That doesn't even make any sense.
I'm going to see if I have Pursuit right now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go digging, see if I do too.
Pursuit of Pursuit.
He's in the Pursuit. I heard that Impact did a pretty cool story on the background of Brian Cage, though, and also pretty cool that Tara Valkyrie is now the Knockouts champion, well deserved. So
good.
Those are some notes that came out of the pay-per-view. Billy, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. I don't want people to think that I hate Impact. Like, Matt will tell you. Like, I've been a fan. I was a fan of the early Impact days with AJ and Suicide and Hell Saban. You know what I mean? But I just hate to see where this company has gone. And it always brings in good talent that WWE won't take a chance on.
Well, it's just over the 4 years of this show, which I thought 5 years, because for some reason I thought Roman won it in 2014. But we're approaching our 4-year anniversary here soon. And there's been, I don't know how many times Matt and I have covered it week to week, and then we stop covering it because it's not worth covering. And we give it another try, and then we stop again, and then we give it another try, and we stop again. I think when we started our podcast in 2015, I think was the start of the Destination America run, and it's like they can't get you to keep you. They just shoot themselves in the foot.
No, they have not drawn me in. I mean, I will be a liar if I say I didn't watch when the Broken Hardys were there, but I glanced at it here and there. Only reason I watch it now is for Kiera Hogan.
How you doing?
Yep.
Backstage at Homecoming pay-per-view this past weekend, Billy Corgan and Dave Lagana from NWA were in there, and so there you go.
Odd.
Yeah. EC3, Heavy Machinery, Lars Sullivan, Lacey Evans were all backstage at tonight's Raw tapings. Word is that we thought they were wrestling main event matches, and those quickly got called dark matches now.
Really?
After people were like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Maybe they were just dark matches because they were in Orlando. I can give them that pass.
I don't believe them.
I will give them that pass just because they were in Orlando. That is the only pass I would give them. Is because
but now they have nothing taped for main event.
Like I said, they'll just run.
I think they taped it. I think they taped them for main event. They saw the internet backlash and they're like, oh, no. These were just dark matches. We weren't taping these for main event. Although the Tron on the ring said main event while we were having these matches taped. I don't believe for 1 second that these weren't being taped for main event, and when they saw the backlash online, they immediately backed off.
Yeah,
so now main event doesn't have anything recorded for themselves whatsoever this week.
Why they could just recap the AEW rally today. That's what they could do. Why?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Why you're hyping these guys every week with the same vignette? By the way, I mean, come on, mix it up a little bit, give us a little more.
I'm tired of seeing it.
I know.
Just bring the guys on.
Why, if you're hyping this up, why are you putting him on main event? It's so fucking. Whose fucking idea was that? Jesus. Injury update for the WWE. Former tag team champion Eric Rowan was at the Performance Center in Orlando this week. He's working towards being cleared from a bicep tear, which required surgery. Has had him on the shelf since August of last year. The injury occurred when the Bludgeon Brothers took on the New Day at SummerSlam. So hopefully the Bludgeon Brothers can get back a little bit here. As we expected, the WWE Network has delivered, and they have delivered us with a great... I mean, there are so many things on here for Mean Gene. The collection on the network out there now is just... there's a lot of great stuff. It goes all the way back to 1980, where a young Mean Gene Okerlund interviews Andre the Giant. But they've got a few AWA, quite a bit of AWA interviews. And then, of course, 84, that's when Hulkamania was born, and Mean Gene was right there. So I'm definitely going to get on the network and watch this whole collection here very soon. And, boys, that video tribute was something else, wasn't it? We'll get into Raw in a little bit, but just talking about the video tribute itself, man.
That took me back to my childhood.
So good. Braun Strowman has not been cleared to physically compete yet at the Royal Rumble, but well,
that's why we got the god-awful segment on Raw Monday night.
Oh, and god-awful it was. Jesus Christ. That's what's going to be on main event, Matt. It's going to be that god-awful segment.
That was so bad.
It was terrible.
That was just a waste of time. I had no clue what the purpose of that shit was.
So he's not cleared physically and may not wrestle until the Royal Rumble pay-per-view.
And he doesn't need to.
No. And it sounds like that all signs are pointing to him being able to compete at the Royal Rumble. So that's so far no big deal. CM Punk has filed a motion to dismiss the latest Colt Cabana lawsuit. So finally, they are going to make amends. Hopefully, they can be friends again. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but it is.
No, they're done.
Yeah,
those bridges are burned.
Yeah.
Punk has broke off ties with people for a lot less than this.
Yeah, he has.
Good point. Punk says that the lawsuit, the Amen lawsuit has cost him over $1 million, as they were trying to defend themselves from that. And of course, the latest thing was Cabana suing Punk in regards to payment for those said fees in the Amen dispute. And the final thing on headlines is Raw's audience, and the Raw's audience took a healthy rebound after the holiday weeks, up 350,000 to 2.32 million. Very strong first hour at 2.6 million, but then it tapered off where it barely cracked 2 million in hour 3. So here we are, Monday Night Raw, live from Orlando, Florida. We flashed the graphic for the late Mean Gene Okerlund to kick off. And right off the bat, we got ourselves a little ruckus backstage as Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins are going at it. Hey, Zack Ryder's on Raw for the second straight week. How about that? Does that count?
Yes, it does.
Wrestlers, producers, referees, security, you name it, they all try to break it up. I thought it was kind of a cool way to start off Raw. What did you guys think?
It was different.
Better than the same
It's
old.
alright.
Better than the same old promo to set us to
Yeah.
basically say what's going to go on for the rest of the show that we always get. John Cena comes out and welcomed us to Monday Night Raw and mentioned the fight that kicked off Raw because he says it's the road to WrestleMania. You either step up or get left out. He says that he is entering himself into the Royal Rumble. And he's gonna win that baby, get that golden ticket to WrestleMania. When Drew McIntyre interrupted, and Matt, immediately you got excited because you thought Drew McIntyre was gonna whoop Cena's ass, but didn't quite.
Silly me.
Yeah, silly you. Maybe if this was on SmackDown, that would have been what happened. But this is Monday Night Raw, where what you want to happen will not happen. And Bobby Lashley, Lil Rush showed up in the interrupting Drew and Cena, talking about complaining about Seth Rollins and how they're going to lawyer up. Dean Ambrose comes in to attack after Rollins jumped Lashley once again, and then everybody started ganging up on Rollins and Cena when Finn Balor's music hit. So then, hey, there you go, we got 6 men there. Let's get a 6-man tag going. But I thought it was a pretty good 6-man tag. The good guys got the victory after Rollins hits the stomp on Ambrose. I don't know. What'd you think of that opening match there, Darryl?
It was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun there. After the match, which was weird because while they're celebrating in the ring, they show Triple H just randomly talking to Bayley and Sasha Banks on the Tron. And I guess that was basically to get Rollins' attention. He's going to go get in the face of Triple H. And he says he wants his Intercontinental title rematch tonight. And slaps the coffee out of Triple H's hands. And Triple H says, you want it, you got it. And it's falls count anywhere later tonight. And Triple H says to Seth, welcome back. Because the old Seth Rollins is supposedly back. Hulk Hogan walking backstage with Mean Gene Omania shirt on. He comes out to a tremendous ovation after they do a 10-bell salute for Mean Gene. And first time Hogan's been on Raw in over 3 years. And he said, well, let me tell you something, brother. Took his sunglasses off and said, that's how I came out in character because that's how Mean Gene would have loved it. And he said Mean Gene loved entertaining everybody in the WWE universe. And then that's where they showed a tremendous tribute video that we just talked about, which you can see on WWE's YouTube channel, showcasing all sorts of things from AWA, WWF, WWE, WCW. Great stuff, which will all be included in that network collection as well. After that video played, Hogan said Mean Gene was one of a kind. Hogan said he could speak for all the superstars that ever and everybody that ever watched WWE. That they all loved him. He says being out here in the ring without Mean Gene, he's not here, but he's in his heart, and he misses him. As the fans chant, "Thank you, Mean Gene." And then Hogan basically one last time cuts a promo to Mean Gene, and I just thought that was just absolutely tremendous. Hogan talking to Mean Gene one last time.
It was definitely emotional for sure.
Yeah, that was probably, I wasn't a big Hogan fan, but that was probably one of the best tributes, best promos I've ever seen him do.
I'll paraphrase a little bit. Of course, you got to start with, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. Talked about how Gene's up there setting up a tag match between Savage and the Ultimate Warrior against Piper and Mr. Perfect, and Andre the Giant's the special guest referee, and And he's also up there breaking up a fight between Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan, which probably is true. He's probably doing that right now. He's probably doing that every day. Will you stop? But yeah, it was really good stuff by Hulk Hogan there. Very cool to see. Next up is a lumberjack match. Root and Gable against the Revival, with the rest of the tag division outside the ring. Once again, what's with the Revival getting screwed here, guys? What kind of match are we getting at the Royal Rumble?
It's a conspiracy.
Loser goes to AEW.
I'm with that.
What if it's double count out? Ha! Fuck you, Vince. We're
all leaving. We're taking these shitty looking tag titles with us.
I find it funny that FTW is on the back of their trunks now.
FTR.
Or FTR. FTW. That's Taz. Sorry. That's Taz.
Forever the Revival, as they like to put it.
Yeah. Well, we all know what FTR stands for, right?
Fuck the Revival. I can't wait for the Revival Young Bucks feud in AEW later this year. Can't freaking wait.
Say yeah.
I have a wish list of who I want to see leave WWE at this point.
You noticed the lack of a couple of good brothers from TV this week too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
After it looked like they were going to get a push, and all of a sudden we get Usos getting another shot again. Well, no, now who's getting the shot? Miz and Shane, but so yeah, there's a couple of good brothers that might want to say, "Hey, Cody."
No, I can guarantee you, there's a couple of good brothers that are already, I think they're mentally checked out.
Dude, they're probably with the Bucks and Cody right now, kicking it.
Oh yeah, like after the show tonight. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, for sure.
They were not booked how they were supposed to be. They were in the beginning. Then Vince took over, and
can't fix stupid.
I mean, they were booked exactly how they should have been in the beginning, just destroying everybody. But yeah, and unfortunately,
you didn't know what to do with them. You're an idiot.
Yep. So Gable pins Dawson, even though Dawson's foot's clearly under the rope, and the ref is clearly not a good ref because he was out of position to not see it. So I don't know.
Y'all excited for the Revival versus the Kingdom at WrestleMania?
Did you say the Kingdom?
He did say the Kingdom.
I'm just saying their gimmicks are pretty much parallel copycats at this point.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying now. Yeah.
Oh.
So they might as well have them fight at WrestleMania to see who really is the tag team that's truly being held down in the conspiracy of it all.
The man's holding them down.
Gee, who's Darryl picking in that match?
That's a tough one.
Dude, honestly, it's not even a tough one. If it's the Kingdom without Matt Taven,
easy.
The Revival gonna kill those two guys.
Yeah.
Revival gonna kill those two guys. They'll be saying yeah all night long.
Elias in the ring to do a song, and Corbin interrupted him, and Corbin still works at TGI Friday. I wonder if he served. I wonder if he's the one that overserved Marty at TGI Fridays there. So
2 mojito, 3 mojito, 4.
I think he's taking a drink out of it. I guess we need to give Baron Corbin some kind of shine back, because he's been getting shit on ever since he got fired from GM. So I guess they decided to give him the pinfall over Corbin there after 9 minutes, or over Elias after 9 minutes there. Your old 50-50 booking that Vince loves to do.
Yeah, and it's examples of just like that why I feel that there's no new / fresh start within this company, because to me, everything that they've done since that episode where they claimed that they were going to change shit has been the same old shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when I said right after they did that little rah-rah speech in the ring with the 4 of them, I said, "Oh, that was a bunch of lip service. You got to show me with your actions that you guys are actually going to change, and not with your words." And so far, their actions the past few weeks of TV Nothing I've seen convinces me that this company's heading in a new direction. It's the same as it ever was, just now with 100% more McMahons.
Yeah. As seen on TV, right?
Yep.
Braun
Literally.
Strowman and Brock Lesnar had their face-to-face. We ain't going to run over that because it was stupid, boring, pointless, useless.
So bad.
Waste of 15 minutes.
Yeah, and honestly, if we talk about it, we're just going to get angry.
I mean, there's not really much to talk about it. That's how there was nothing going on.
Well, I just thought like how bad they made Braun look as a perfect example. It was bad. It was poorly done.
Apollo Crews and Ember Moon defeated Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox in a
Squash match.
Yeah, a 2-minute mixed tag match. Though, nice sell by Alicia on the Eclipse. Though she flopped on that one pretty good. I liked it. All right, so we got a new talk show in the WWE because we got to take things in different directions. So we got to have more talk shows, right? What did you think of the first ever Moment of Bliss with Alexa Bliss?
They could have kept it.
Yep, I wasn't impressed.
It was pretty bad. And Nia Jax makes everything worse.
Yep, she came out later on and
Well, she's not like most girls.
she mentioned that Rousey has a girl crush on Banks. I guess okay, whatever. Because Banks had come out and said that she wants her shot at Ronda, and that led to Ronda and Sasha. And let's not forget the line the line of the night by Nia Jax. she's a 300.5 ounce Samoan.
All right, what the fuck was that?
She said ounce instead of pounds.
Dumbass.
She said she's a 300.5 pound or ounces instead of pounds.
Oh my god.
Which means she weighs about 18 3/4 of a pound.
Yeah.
Which, newsflash, Nia, no you don't.
Nia and Sasha had a 14-minute match that was very subpar because of one person. Rhymes with Jaya Nax. She did not look good in this match, did she?
No, and honestly, as soon as this match was done, Triple H should have sent her down the street to Orlando's Performance Center and tell her not to leave until she
further
figured
notice.
out how to wrestle again.
Yeah,
I have never seen someone digress so bad in a 6-month period than Nia Jax has.
And it's a bad time because she's going straight for that doghouse anyways for what she did to Becky Lynch. So this is a bad time to suck it up. I mean, you're going to be wrestling Alicia Fox for the rest of your life now, it looks like. So
Put her on main event and keep her there.
but we end the night with Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Falls Count Anywhere. I enjoyed it. It was pretty fun to see them go all around the arena. And Bobby Lashley coming out to basically seal the deal for Dean Ambrose. I'm really I like what they're doing with Lashley in this feud with Rollins. Obviously, he's going to be the obstacle for Rollins ahead of Mania, unless there's some weird thing we don't know that they're going to think about booking with the Royal Rumble winner or whatever. But I like what they're doing with Lashley. They're finally booking him like they should, and I enjoyed. I kind of enjoyed what went on with him and Rollins. It was one of the few bright spots of Raw. Do you guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was all right. I've only heard 3 names considered to win the Rumble, and they're all from Raw.
Yeah,
so
Rollins, Balor,
and Drew.
Okay.
Those are the only 3 names I've heard. I've heard nobody else. It's like they're not even considering SmackDown. Which very much leads me to believe that somehow Becky or Charlotte or both are going to win the Women's Rumble.
Oh, they're going to pull a Bret Hart,
Bret Luger.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hear people bringing that up every year, and every year it doesn't happen. This is going to be the perfect year to do it.
But this is the year that it really could.
Yeah. My fantasy booking right now out a guy that deserves to win the Royal Rumble, and I think would be a good WrestleMania headline if we could get the title off the part-time bitch and have Braun Strowman go into WrestleMania as champion after the Royal Rumble. I would love to see Samoa Joe run the Royal Rumble and have Joe, and he chooses Strowman. I would love to see Joe and Strowman at WrestleMania.
Drew and Braun would be much more likely.
Yeah, I know it's more likely. I'm just kind of fantasy booking at this point. But And I think I asked you guys that question last week. Is Drew and Braun, is it solid enough to be a WrestleMania worthy feud? I think it is.
It depends on what they're going to do as far as the World Championship.
Yeah.
And we know Vince holds that Universal title like as his crown jewel.
But nice choice of words there, Darryl.
Thank you, sir. But I just think
that was by accident, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I wasn't being creative.
Yeah.
It depends on what the WWE championship match is. I think they have to be comparable.
Yeah.
I think it could go over if you can do like a possibly. Well, you already know it's possibly going to be AJ and Bryan, but
you think it's going to be them at Mania again?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
wouldn't either. What other options do you have for a top babyface at this point?
There is none at this point. Like it depends unless they throw us a swerve and someone from SmackDown wins the Rumble, or someone from Raw wins the Rumble and challenges Bryan.
Yeah,
Finn Balor.
That'd be beautiful. That would be beautiful, by the way. But I still really would love to see Balor hold that title that he never got pinned for again. Yeah, I mean, he still never has gotten a one-on-one match for that thing, has he?
The era of the entitled rematches is over, JP.
I know, but he didn't get pinned to lose this title, so...
I'm with you. I'm 100% behind you on this.
So, yeah. Thanks to Bobby Lashley, Dean Ambrose retains his Intercontinental Championship. And I would really, really love to see Elias and Ambrose at Mania for the IC belt. That's my wish list for the feud with Ambrose at Mania. Of course, we all know Rollins might be going right to WrestleMania. Okay, so let's put it this way: if Strowman does beat Lesnar, do they have Rollins and Strowman?
I'm not digging that match.
It would be Drew.
Yeah.
You know, Vince is probably greasing himself up over two
giants. Look, and just because Braun beats Brock doesn't mean Braun needs to take that title to Mania. Braun could just as easily drop that title in the chamber.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, oh my God, it took 5 people to gain up on Braun and beat him, and they could do it. They could play it that way, he just couldn't overcome the odds of 5 other men, and that's how he gets eliminated and loses his title.
It's gonna suck so hard if Lesnar beats Strowman, because then we all know that Rollins is gonna win the chamber. It takes all the drama out of it right there.
Oh, I got a scenario that'll piss Matt all the way.
Because Lesnar ain't gonna compete in the fucking chamber. Oh no, that's gonna be
look, throw out the piss off scenario, so I could throw another scenario from something completely different to unpiss me off. Hurry up.
So John Cena is in the Rumble.
Oh my God.
He doesn't win the Rumble. He does the same thing he did last year and adds himself into the chamber. That's where he wins his 17th championship, his 17th time championship title. But what happens is Seth Rollins is the one that take the title off of him at Mania.
I think if Cena's in any title picture at WrestleMania, it will be with Daniel Bryan.
I agree.
But
I've seen that before.
Do you honestly think he's going to pass Flair? He's part time. Do you think he gets another run?
I don't want to see it. I don't
want to see it, but I think at some point in the next few years,
it's going to happen.
He will get one more run.
Yeah.
I just don't know when. But let me throw another scenario out there. We're going completely off the rails at this point. I don't even fucking care.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet just tweeted out something. And look, you don't tweet something like this out when you're inside the industry unless you're hitting that you know more than you're letting on.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan Satin just tweeted, does anyone else think it looks like New Japan Pro Wrestling will end their relationship with Ring of Honor after the MSG show to partner with AEW to regain Bucks, Cody, Hangman, possibly Chris Jericho, and Kenny Omega? And to which I say, yep.
That's the only thing that's going to save New Japan's ass. And now that might make what you were talking about, Darryl and Charlotte, that might make a little more sense now. That might have a full elite card.
Maybe, but that show is in February.
Yeah, we're talking post WrestleMania, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. MSG. Yeah.
But it makes sense. I know New Japan wanted to keep Jericho, but now he's signed with AEW. I know New Japan wants to keep Kenny Omega, but he's signing with AEW. The Bucks and Hangman and and Marty and all them are very popular acts for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I could totally see, once the Garden is said and done, I could see New Japan ending their relationship with Ring of Honor and partnering with All Elite.
I can see
that
it
would
too.
That would be just in time for Double or Nothing too.
Yep.
A lot of people don't.
That way they get some of their talents on that show.
A lot of people don't know that when the Bucks were coming up, they signed with New Japan before they actually signed with Ring of Honor.
Oh yeah.
So
I think ROH is in a lot of trouble.
They're gonna have to partner with
I don't
him.
think I don't think ROH truly has anything to offer New Japan anymore.
ROH is gonna ROH is gonna have to partner up with Impact just to stay afloat.
Well, they partner up with NWA and Magnus. Matt.
Yeah, that's enough to make me want to puke into my mouth already.
Yeah. That really will get Matt excited that Magnus is involved in Ring of Honor.
I knew there was a reason I canceled my Honor Club.
It was several reasons why you canceled your Honor Club.
Oh, Magnus being involved with Ring of Honor is now one of my top 3 reasons.
I'm signing up for Elite Club, damn it.
There it is.
SmackDown Live tonight.
James Storm should be the NWA champion right now.
True.
Sorry about your damn luck.
SmackDown.
Dude, AEW needs to sign his ass.
SmackDown Live was live from, Jacksonville, Florida. What happened in Jacksonville today?
AEW.
Nothing according to Vince.
Yeah, you're going to wear a Pancake Power shirt instead of that AEW shirt.
Hey, that's free merch.
True. Just like Raw, SmackDown started out with a unique way. We're on the concourse, and Daniel Bryan is ripping people that are eating stuff from the concession stands and like spilling drinks on guys and calling them fickle and tossing hot dogs at people and all this because they're consuming the earth. And I thought the whole Daniel Bryan start. We all know we all in agreement how the heel character for Daniel Bryan is good. And here's the difference on him and some other people. He's mixing shit up every once in a while, doing stuff like this. I really liked Bryan in this Open. You guys?
Mm-hmm.
It was what it was.
It was pretty cool.
Weren't that impressed, Matt?
I thought it was fine. It was a good promo.
Yeah.
But it was what it was. It was a typical WWE show starting off with a promo. Just because it was up in the concourse instead of in the ring doesn't change the fact that it still was, the essential WWE show open, in my opinion.
The best part was Daniel Bryan walking down the stairs to the ring and stopping by it every once in a while to some people and yelling, "Weak, change it. Submissive, change it. Impotent, change it." I thought that was kind of funny too. And
Fickle,
change it. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, R-Truth shows up and attacks Bryan. Of course, he got attacked on Christmas Day. And this, of course, led to their match that went only about 3 minutes with Daniel Bryan going over there. After the match, Bryan on the ramp with the title, and AJ shows up and attacks the champion and shoves him into the video screen. Grabbed a chair, but Bryan managed to escape. He almost escaped right into a bunch of heavy totes there because they were right behind the curtain. Whoops. A tag match between the good guys and the bad guys. Rey Mysterio, Mustafa Ali took on Samoa Joe and Andrade Cien Almas in what was, I thought, a pretty fun, tremendous tag match. And again, I said this on Twitter today. Every week since Mustafa Ali has been promoted to SmackDown Live, they've given him star-making moments, and this match was one of those. I mean, he's been in that Fatal 5-Way that determined who was going to face Bryan at Rumble, tagging with AJ Styles. tagging with Mysterio here. Man, he is looking like a star each and every day, and we're all pretty happy for it. And it was a hell of a tag match to get us going here on SmackDown Live, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was exciting, entertaining.
Yeah, I think, and obviously Ray and Almas have wrestled up and down the halls before, but there was just a little something different every time they got in the ring, and like that destroyer that
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It landed into a pile driver or whatever. Man, that was badass. But the upstart Almas got the one-upsman over the King, Rey Mysterio, as he hits the Hammerlock DDT and gets the win for himself and Samoa Joe. The women that are going to main event SmackDown Live all cut promos about how they are going to be the one to face Asuka. Shane McMahon's in his office. Miz is complaining about the Usos getting a chance to have a title match, and Shane reminded him that they have to train and work hard to become a great team. And Miz started talking about the outfits that they were supposed to wear, and Shane goes, "Oh, I got a phone call. Bye." A somber Rusev's in the ring talking about after what happened last week when Nakamura attacked him and Lana got hurt in the process. Though Rusev was somber, he still says that he has the body of 1,000 Hemsworths.
Fucking line of the night.
That was great. He says he stands before the WWE Universe not as the Bulgarian brute. He stands as a husband, and right on cue, the fans start singing "The Lana Is the Best" song, which was pretty cool. And he calls Shinsuke out, but Shinsuke's in the control truck and says, "You're the one that crushed Lana." And he shows the replay over and over and over again. Rusev says, "Well, if you're not coming to me, I'm going to come to you." But it was a trap. As soon as he got backstage, Nakamura hits him with one of those heavy-ass wheeled carts and gets the attack and backs up. And just as Jamie Noble and Adam Pearce were checking on Rusev, out comes Akin Sasha to lay Rusev out for good to continue that feud, which will obviously lead to a rematch of the Royal Rumble. They replayed the Great Mean Gene video, and after that, Usos came out. They're taking on the Bar. Very lengthy and very solid 18-minute match. Of course, these guys, no surprise that they're putting on a good match, but thanks to the help of one Mandy Rose who left her top and bottoms in Matt Black's dressing room.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. Mandy Rose showing up in a towel distracts the Usos, and she left her
distracted everybody.
Facts. I would have gotten pinned too. And Jimmy's distracted, so Sheamus hits Jimmy off of the apron, and Cesaro hits the neutralizer on Jay as they get the victory after 18 minutes. I thought for sure this would be like something where Gallows and Anderson or Sanity or both teams come and just break it up because they're tired of the same old shit of the Usos and the New Day and the Bar.
Yeah, remember when those guys got pushed for like a week?
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
Was it a week?
I thought for sure that was what was going to happen because it's the new WWE, but no, guess not. Miz comes out to congratulate the Bar and challenges them to a match at the Rumble. And the Bar does not think Miz and Shane are worthy of it, but then Sheamus hits a bro kick on Miz and says, we accept. Sonya and Mandy walking backstage, and hey, Mandy found her gold top and shorts. That's good. They weren't in Matt Black's dressing room or Jay's hotel room. They were on her the whole time.
She looked good in them.
Uh-huh. And Naomi, she mad. She mad, isn't she? Woo. She was whooping up on them too for a while. She was
no selling like PCO.
I highly enjoyed that.
But then the 2-on-1 finally got the advantage when Jimmy shows up to save his wife, and the heels leaving. I'm enjoying what they're doing with this here. I'm having a lot of fun with this. There's a lot of fun there, especially Mandy in a towel. Hello. It's so funny. What she's wearing now is more revealing than her in just a towel, like Matt said last week.
Good times.
The Miz is backstage. Shane shows up and says, "What the hell was that? That was not what we're supposed to do." But Shane says, "I believe in this team, and let's go. It's on."
Like Donkey Kong.
I don't. This is either going to lead to them holding the titles, or I don't know. Well, it could be Shane Miz at Mania. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure what's going to happen.
I would not be surprised if they get a tag title run, but I still think this is leading to Shane and Miz at Mania.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time.
Yeah, there's plenty of time. You got probably, 3 pay-per-views? Well, 2 pay-per-views until Mania.
They've got Rumble, Chamber, Fastlane.
Is Fastlane?
Yep, Fastlane's at the beginning of March.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's quick turnover.
Yep.
Sheesh, okay.
And once
because
again,
you got to keep in mind, Mania's in April.
Right, it's like the first
so
week of April, right?
you got Rumble in January, you got Chamber in February, and you have Fastlane in March.
They didn't do that last year, though, I don't think.
I'm not sure if they did it last year or not, but I know for sure they're doing it this year.
Yeah, that's why it seems so awkward to me, because they did the Chamber, and then we had like a month of just TV and no pay-per-view.
Yeah, because isn't Fastlane in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know where that was.
I remember
it's at the queue.
I remember the announcement just came out a couple of days ago about that. And for the for the one of many times this year, the women main eventing Raw, SmackDown pay-per-views. They're main eventing it, baby. That means we definitely need a main event for WrestleMania. That's for damn sure.
That is very true.
Becky Lynch, Carmella, Charlotte Flair. I thought I know we've bagged on Carmella in-ring ability, but I think she looked like she belonged here tonight.
Mella's money, man.
What was it? And this was a tremendous main event on SmackDown. These 3 ladies they put on a 20-minute match to main event SmackDown Live, and it was tremendous. And Carmella was not the third wheel here. She looked really good, I thought. What did you guys think of the main event?
It was cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thought the main event was solid.
So it's Becky Lynch and Asuka at the Royal Rumble.
You mean the match they announced 3 weeks ago and then said it wasn't official and then made it official anyway?
Yeah.
Yep. There it is.
Good job, WWE.
So I guess
you
Becky
fucktards.
I guess Becky Lynch can lose and then go to the Rumble.
And it's happened. It happened before with Roman Reigns.
Very
so
Did it happen with The Rock back in the day too?
I don't know about The Rock, but I know it's happened recently with Roman.
It's happened once before. I just don't remember with who, though.
And hopefully the way she loses it to be in screwy fashion. You know, like maybe Ronda interferes or something, or Charlotte comes out and costs her the match or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, give her a reason to go into the Rumble and to get the revenge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But like you said, like I said earlier, there's 3 pay-per-views before Mania. So you're gonna have the Women's Chamber too. So that's gonna have a big play into the title picture as well.
Very true.
You know, we're in a good time. We're in a good time for pro wrestling, aren't we, boys?
Yeah, this is my favorite. I love the road to WrestleMania because you start to guess, you start to put your WrestleMania card together.
And not only that, we got the road to Double or Nothing now.
Absolutely.
So that's the end of the show, boys. Before we get to final thoughts, anything else that you guys want to bring up, say about AEW at all?
We're going to change the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal to the AEW Free Agent Battle Royal.
Oh my.
The over-budget Battle Royal Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you say what you want, but that over-budget Battle Royal is probably the most entertaining Battle Royal I've ever seen in my life.
That shit was funny as hell.
Oh, it was great.
That was fantastic.
We all knew Flip was going to be booked as that luchador, and it was still a great moment when he fucked Bully Ray over, and that was fun. I'll tell you what, though, man. I fortunately had the day off of work today, and so I was able to fire up the YouTube at 4 o'clock Central, and I turned off the YouTube at 5 o'clock Central, and I was full of energy. I was hyped. I was excited. They did everything they needed to do, as Matt said, short of bringing out CM Punk. It was like I had just watched a takeover event. It was just like I had watched All In. I was just so full of excitement because this is real. This is happening. The guys that we thought would come in, Pac, Jericho, Janela, they're there. The Elite's there. The base is fucking amazing. I was full of energy at 5 o'clock Central, guys. What were your feelings?
Yeah, I was very excited coming out of the press conference. The Jericho thing threw me. Like, I thought he'd be involved with AEW at some point, but I did not think he would be involved today. And it was a big time get for AEW, and I'm sure if Vince wasn't taking notice before, he's very much taking notice now.
Well, he definitely took notice because that alumni section got updated real quick.
Very quick.
I'll say this for the real wrestling fans who enjoy just pure wrestling and excitement. This is refreshing. Because when it all boils down to it, we have a new company that actually is going to bring free agents in and treat them like they're supposed to be treated. And they're going to give us quality. I'd rather have quality over quantity. I don't give a fuck how many daggone wrestlers you have in your company. Give me a quality match and I'll take that any goddamn day.
Yeah, and what's cool is, like, if this unfortunately fails, it may be a failed business venture, but the cons are so loaded, it's not going to kill them. But they realize what this could be, and they're going to go full force with it and not worry about what ifs. They're going to give us what we should have, and if it takes off, amazing, and it should take off. I think it truly should take off.
So are you saying the cons are going all in?
Oh, they're double or nothing, baby.
And you also need to keep in mind, like, this is not a short-term plan that they have.
No.
Like, if you listen to the Bucks on being the Elite, it certainly seems that they just signed 5-year contracts with this company. So, like Rome wasn't built in a day. They're not intending on doing this in a day either. This seems like this is going to be a process, but it's going to be a good one, and it's going to be exciting.
They have a lot of good people backing them too, man.
Something that's funny that just came across my timeline, the Then Now Forever intro video on SmackDown tonight that used to have Jericho in it has already been replaced with a picture of Rusev.
That was quick.
Wow. Okay.
They were on that shit today. So.
Okay.
And they're in the heads of Vince already.
Yep. He should be worried because for all those fans that, such as myself and Matt, who refuse to go to WWE shows and pay Vince to fill his pockets with everything, we're going to fill it with we're going to fill AEW's pockets with it.
I already bought my AEW shirt.
There it is. It begins there.
Just waiting for it. I'm waiting for the shipping confirmation because Pro Wrestling Tees takes forever.
Yes, they do.
To ship their products because they print them as they're ordered. So.
And there's a lot of orders.
It's the number 1 selling shirt on their website already.
That's what you want, because if just one person orders the shirt, you're not going to get that shit right there. But if 1,000 people order that shirt, yeah, you're going to get your shirt probably within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Lost to the Midcard. As always, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps. Just search for Lost in the Midcard. That way you don't miss a new show. Those new shows come at you every Wednesday. And also keep an eye out for some special episodes as well. And you can also subscribe to us on the YouTube as well. And the links to all that on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. Also on our Twitter at LATMC Podcast. Give us a follow there. We also share a lot of the great tweets from all over the wrestling world, as a lot of those wrestlers are quite entertaining on the social media as well. Darryl's on the Twitter at no one like D. Matt is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. Myself, I'm on the Twitter at JB Huskers. And before we ride off into the sunset, Darryl, what are your final thoughts?
AEW is refreshing. I can't wait.
Matt?
This is an exciting time to be a wrestling fan, and 2019 is just getting started. I think it's going to be a great year for wrestling fans all over the world. What I would ask wrestling fans for right now, let's not turn this into a war between the fans. This is good for wrestling fans everywhere. You know, just because you're not watching a certain product doesn't mean you have to bash on it and ruin someone else's good time. You know, this is a big time for pro wrestling in general. Just be a fan, just be happy, and don't rain on other people's good time.
We're in uncharted territory, people. We have not seen a startup company like this. I mean, this is the digital age. This is the social media age. The newest company this big, Impact Wrestling. You know, they existed in 2002. That was when we still had cable boxes that were not digital. They were analog cable. You had to pay-per-view that every week. And in order to order that, you had to call. You couldn't do it with a button. You had to call. You know, we're in a completely different era in 2019 right now with a new promotion. And so for us longtime fans, this is uncharted territory. All In was fresh and exciting, and that was just an event. And now we've got ourselves an entity, and it's amazing to see what we're going to go from here. But for Darryl, for Matt, this is Jeremy. Thank you for tuning in to Lost the Midcard, and we will be back at you next week.